Don't matter if you are a Nintendo fan, an Xbox fan, or a PlayStation fan. The point is, you have to ask yourself, what is the platform giving you? Is it giving you the best value for your money? Is it really giving you the best value? Is it giving you the best experience? Is it giving you the best of games? All these are questions every gamer should ask themselves. What is the value you are getting by spending your money on any one of these platforms? And if it is, you are honest to yourself, you have to admit that Xbox is giving you the best value in gaming. I mean, who could question that? Given the double OG, which is Nintendo, we all grew up with Nintendo, and I like Nintendo. But right now, they are tweaking with some of these prices. We'll talk about that. And of course, we know what Sony is doing. Sony is raising, games and raising prices all over the globe. Given all of that, no wonder why Xbox fans are doing this. And this is no cap, guys. This is no cap, because just recently Ninja Gaiden, Team Ninja would have released just a little clip, a little taste of Ninja Gaiden 4 coming to Game Pass Day 1. Look at this. I mean, that's just a little taste or a little reminder of what is coming on to Game Pass on Xbox and so forth. I mean, even look at this. Xbox gamers are waking up to surprise treasure. Free $5 or $10 Microsoft Store gift cards dropping into their inboxes like digital gold. Yes, we are seeing Microsoft is just giving away, money because of the economy, because, this is what your platform should be doing for their customers, giving their customers value, giving their customer, things like that. On the other hand, what is Sony doing? Sony hikes PlayStation 5 prices by 25% in UK, Europe, and Australia. Yes, price hikes are giving away at Sony, but not only Europe. Sony increases PlayStation Plus prices in Canada. Yes, I mean, Sony is saying you are getting an increase. You are getting an increase. Yes, everyone is going to pay me, you pay pigs. This is what Sony is saying. I mean, Sony is acting like P. Diddy using a domain expansion.
Domain expansion. Infinite oil.
Diddy, please don't do this.
Nowhere to run, King.
Run, ponies, run! But yes, I mean, it is ridiculous what is going on right now with Sony, because I'll tell you something, the majority of the PlayStation nation is not saying anything, but I'm happy to report that in today's video you would see two ponies are actually talking out about the foolishness happening at Sony. Yes, we will also talk about how one dev is praising Microsoft Game Pass, and we'll look at a little more stories. So you know what, guys? Sit back, relax. Let's get it.
This is a sickness.
Let's get it. So before we continue the video, guys, do me a favor and hit that like and subscribe button. I recently got back a new mic when it comes to recording, so I mean, you should not be hearing any background noise given my dog and so forth, but I'm trying to reinvest whatever little money I get from the channel back into the channel to give you guys quality content. Now, if it is you love Xbox news, Xbox content, a little bit of Nintendo news shown in there, shoot me a sub. Of course, we specialize in the Sony pony salt and exposing PlayStation, especially because the general media don't do it. So if this type of content interests you, please consider subscribing. Now let's get back to the video. Now I was going to talk about Nintendo in this video, but I'll save it for the podcast. I would have a podcast today, Sunday, later on in the evening. I have a little event I have to go and attend. So around 10 o'clock, if you guys are still around, you can stop by for that podcast. But today, we are going to start off by a dev who is praising Microsoft and praising Game Pass. We know that a lot of so-called industry veterans would have said negative things about Game Pass and how it's not good for the industry. But listen to this one publisher as to what they thought or thinking about Game Pass. Listen.
Rebellion CEO says Atomfall is a success. Praises Xbox Game Pass. Microsoft has been a fantastic partner to work with. Atomfall has been a massive success for Rebellion. Ever since its launch on Game Pass in March, the game has managed to amass over 1.5 million players thanks to solid reviews, word of mouth, and Game Pass. At least that's according to Rebellion CEO Jason Kingsley. When asked by GamesIndustry.biz, Kingsley had a lot to say about the success of Atomfall and how Microsoft has played a key role in that triumph. It's been a huge success. Kingsley stated, Microsoft has been a fantastic partner to work with. They've really leaned into helping us. They brought their skills and their scale to bear on our small project, and it's done really, really well for them. So they got a good deal. We got a good deal out of it as well. Later, Kingsley let a little bit more slip as to just how well Atomfall has done compared to their estimates. We've done a lot better than our mid-range estimates. Actually, so that's nice. It's nice when marketing comes back to you and says, yep, we underestimated our high-level success. So that's good and quite pleasing. Kingsley also talked about the financial stability Game Pass brings to Rebellion, especially regarding a new IP like Atomfall. Yes, it does mitigate risk because without going into details, they guarantee you a certain level of income, regardless of what it will sell for. Kingsley said. He also mentioned the potential loss in doing so, but that the benefits vastly outweighed the negatives. But it potentially has a knock-on effect. Places like Xbox sales. For example, you could argue that all the hardcore are on Game Pass, and they're the ones that might buy a new IP like this. So, therefore, are you cannibalizing one section of the audience? And I think, perhaps, yes, a little bit. But what you gain from that cost is disproportionate. Earlier, Jason mentioned those benefits. With Game Pass, you can get people to try it. Then as a result of those people trying it, they like it, and they then tell their mates on social media, I found this game on Game Pass. I really enjoyed it. You should have a go. And then some of them are on Game Pass and will play it. But some of them aren't on Game Pass and will also want to be part of that conversation. So, they'll go and buy it. I've had quite a few friends in my own circle who've gone through this very thing. While I continue using Game Pass, they've jumped into games such as Warhammer 40, 000, Darktide, Grounded, and Atomfall.
Yes, so the devs there at Rebellion is praising Phil Spencer, praising the Xbox team for, this great success when it comes to Atomfall, this Fallout-like game. Now, it's very interesting to hear this from Rebellion because of all the negative news or negative talk around Game Pass. So it just goes to show that when it comes to especially new IPs, especially games that Microsoft really take their time with to vet coming onto the service, it really does well. So what are your thoughts about Rebellion Games Atomfall doing well on Xbox, doing well on Game Pass? Let me know in the comment sections below. Next up, let's talk about PlayStation 5 Pro. Now, let me go on record to say that the Xbox Series X should not be outperforming the PlayStation 5 Pro in any way, shape, or form. The PlayStation 5 Pro should be beating the Xbox Series X in every single metric. This is what we should be seeing based on what the PlayStation community have been saying about the PlayStation 5 Pro, based on what certain media houses have been saying about the PlayStation 5 Pro. So this is what we are to expect, correct? Well, sit down for a bit because I have to show you this.
The average practical resolution tends to rest in between those values. For example, focusing on PS5 and Series X, which share the same 1200 to 1800p range, it's clear that Series X often runs at a higher resolution on average. In almost every scenario, Series X renders more pixels per frame, resulting in a sharper resolve.
I beg your pardon. I beg your pardon. I beg your pardon.
Come on, Dr. Umar, come on, man. Anytime a dev optimizes a game for the Xbox Series X, it will outperform, it will defeat the PlayStation 5 very, very easily. That is no surprise there.
Especially visible while zooming into the dense jungle detail of the first level. This Series X image quality advantage is curious, but consistent with another id Tech 7 game, Doom Eternal. In both cases, we have a use of hardware-based variable rate shading, VRS, which was engineered by Microsoft's Advanced Technology Group. Also, much like Doom Eternal, the Great Circle shares the same 1800p target resolution, where VRS reduces the bandwidth taken up by pixel shading threads.
Now, how would the Xbox Series X fare with the PlayStation 5 Pro? Well, although the PlayStation 5 Pro has a better image, which it should, it's a $800 console after all, there are some instances where the Xbox Series X is beating the PlayStation 5 Pro. You're hearing me? The PlayStation 5 Pro when it comes to frame rate. Look at this.
With all that being said, there is one repeatable drop during an in-engine scene later in the crypts of the Vatican. This is a rare outlier case really, given that everything else runs so well, but it does underline a Series X advantage. As Indiana studies this parchment, a vehicle comes crashing through the ceiling, causing a burst of alpha and particle effects to fill the frame. In this moment, Series X has the GPU headroom to get closest to 60 frames per second. With the expected hitches on every camera cut. PS5, by comparison, takes a more drastic hit, down to the 40s. Again, this is a rare moment, but I figured it worth highlighting to show another potential advantage of Series X's hardware VRS.
Yes, so there you have it. Live and in living color, we are seeing the Xbox Series X outperforming the PlayStation 5 Pro when it comes to some moments in Indiana Jones. Now, this should never happen, not for an $800 console, not for a console that the PlayStation community hyped up so much. What an insane time to live in, to see this happening. But it just so happened that there are Sony fans who are waking up. Yes, the great awakening is happening. Listen to One Pony as they seem to be very disgruntled as to the things happening right now at PlayStation. Listen.
So is also why, like, when I hear people say, you know, when you complain that PlayStation not announcing games or not showing gameplay or not doing showcase, and I see people saying be patient. Yo, excuse my language. If there's any children in the room, please cover their ears real quick. My face with that bullshit, bruh. Like, respectfully, no, because at the end of the day, you're a paying customer and you're paying all this money. Where is factions? So to sit there and say, be patient, wait, nah, bro. Like, yo, real talk, that patience and all that shit out the window. Because it's like, yo, you keep going up in price. We paying all this money on this console, on the PS Plus, and the prices keep going up and all this, and then most likely games are gonna across the board gonna start costing $80 and all this stuff, right? All this money is expected from the consumer, but then when the consumer is demanding to see gameplay or demanding to get updates from developers and all this, they're talking about be patient and nah, bruh. Like, yo, real talk. Or, you know, you want a showcase from PlayStation, or we don't need a showcase, and we not ready. Nah, real talk. No.
He's out of line, but he's right.
Right? And the thing is, PlayStation has put themselves in this position, or put their developers in this position, where you're charging all this money that grace period of giving people the right amount of time, that grace period is dwindling, because now people are like, you keep going up in price on everything, but then you're not giving me the proper showcase. You're not giving me no dates. You're not showing me no gameplay. You're not being more forthcoming with information. So of course people are going to start feeling restless and feeling some type of way.
Wow. The Where is Factions guy is cooking. So this is what I've been saying since I created this channel, that persons are not seeing Sony for who they are. Persons constantly are talking about Sony sales. Sony is selling so many consoles, but tell me something, you pony. What is it doing for you? How are you benefiting outside of bragging rights that Sony is selling, all these consoles? What are you getting from it? Are you getting more first-party games? Are you getting discounts? Are you getting the best price? Are you getting more games coming to your PlayStation Plus trash service? What are you getting from Sony selling all of these consoles? You see how goofy you look? You see how goofy you look? This is what I'm saying. So let me hear what you think about everything that we said today. Whether it be Sony raising prices in Canada, in Europe, whether it be comparing it to what Xbox fans are doing when it comes to Game Pass and how Xbox is constantly giving their fans value. Do you agree with Persona here? The Where is Factions guy. Do you agree with them? Let me hear in the comment sections below. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more videos. I'll see you guys in the next one. I'll see you guys at the podcast. Later.